All right, Shalom. And before I continue with this lesson, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the hopefully elect. I'm the brother lawyer, and I teach you the Great Millstone National Camp. Come back with a quick lesson. And this lesson will be entitled The Recompense of Our Enemies. So we know that what's happening is because of what these other nations have done to the nation of Israel. All right. So let's get some scriptures on that. So bear with me. Let's see. All right. So this is Isaiah 34. And let's see where we're going to start. Let's start at the top. It says, "Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is Salaki, and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it." So you're hearing this word via the prophets. All right, let me get that. Bear with me. About to get ready to go to work. Nothing planned. Damn. How's it go? Not Luke. Well, I can read Luke real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna get this Luke 1:70 and 71. It says, "As he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began, that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us." So the Lord speaks by the mouth of his prophets. So that's how all these different nations are hearing this word. By us being out there on the highways and byways. It says, "For the indignation," Isaiah 34:2, "for the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter." And they're being delivered to the slaughter, being, World War III happening. Then all other nations, they're going to join in too. Let me get a little sip of water. So yeah, the Lord is gathering all these different nations for what they have done unto Israel, or unto us. We are the real Israelites. All right, because really, let me get this. Isaiah 2:2. This is how you know the real Israelites are in the land. And I got another one in Isaiah. So Isaiah 2:1 says, "The word that Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem, and it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow into it." So that's going to happen in the last days, which we're in. So the Lord's about to raise up the tabernacles of David, which is fallen, like I says in Amos 9. And Israel's going to be established, it said, above the hills, at the top of the mountains. Hills represents governments, So all nations are going to flow unto the land of Israel. And it's going to say it. Verse 3, "And many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob. And he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem." So they're going to be taught the laws. That's not happening now. What else ain't happening? Verse 4, "Ye shall judge among the nations, which is the Lord Yahweh Shai, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. That's not happening. These nations, they know war, you know? And it says, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares. Why? Because it's going to be a role reversal when the real Israelites are in the land. These other nations, they're going to be working. They will be put to work. Captivity. All right. Isaiah 60. Let's get Isaiah 60 and Salaki. Where is it at? Yeah, let's get Isaiah 60 and 18. It says, violence shall no more be heard in thy land, wasting or destruction within thy borders, but thou shalt call thy walls salvation, in thy gates praise. And that's not happening. Violence is heard in the land of Israel because they don't belong there. But it's prophecy that they'll be there because Esau had parted the land of Israel. All nations made a confederacy against us. All right. So let's see. Oh, that's right. Isaiah 34. I took it down. All right, Isaiah 34 and let's see. The damn fan on the computer loud. All right, so Isaiah 34 and let's go down. Let's get verse 4. It says, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down, as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a fallen fig from the fig tree. And so it says, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, because that's going into these ICBMs. That's how the heavens gonna be rolled together like a scroll, because these different nations got ICBMs. Verse 5. And who's is mainly coming down upon is Esau, Edom, because Babylon the Great, America will be hit and destroyed, and also to the land of Israel. The land of Israel got to be rebuilt, and it has to be cleansed. Verse 5 says, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven, behold, shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment, which Idumea is another way, or a Greek way of saying Edom. So it's going to come down upon Edom. Verse 6, the sword of the Lord is filled with blood, and is made with the fatness and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord have a sacrifice in Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. And that's going to happen here in America. America is Basra. Really wherever Edom is Basra. But America is where that great sacrifice in Basra is going to happen. America is going to be a big altar, like how Apostle Tahar said, Elder Apostle Tahar said. A burnt sacrifice. Let's go down to, I'm going down to verse 8. It says, for it's the day of the Lord's vengeance, and the year of recompense for the controversy of Zion. All right, so all right, so 2 Thessalonians 2. Is this what I want? Yeah, I think it's 2. No, it's 1. I believe it's 1. Bear with me. All right, 2 Thessalonians 1 and 6. Seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you, which is the other nations. And the Lord is going to render a recompense unto them for troubling us. And so you see that happening. Let's get, of course, we gotta go to Joel. Because it's right here, it's happening. It's lucky. All right, so yeah, it's happening. So Joel, and I'll probably end it with this. Verse 2, it says, Now we'll also gather all nations, and will bring them down into the valley of Yehoshaphat, which means, or it says Jehoshaphat, which means Yahweh's judgment, where the Lord's going to judge them in the Levant. It says, and will plead with them for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. And that's what happened. Then it talks about us going into captivity, them taking the gold. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have he sold unto the Grecians. Who the Grecians? They were Edomites, which that's one part of history that they don't talk about. It's the Greek captivity. You know what? Let me get one more. Let me go right back to that Luke, because the Lord, let me go back to that Luke 1. All right, so Luke 1, and I'm going to start at where I was. Let me see. Give me 1 second. So I'm started Luke 1:67. I believe is Zacharias is one of the high priests. So it says Luke 1:67, and his father Zacharias was filled with the Holy Spirit and prophesied, saying, Blessed be the Lord, power of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people. And so the Lord's going to redeem us from our enemies. We don't have to have a military. We are the Lord's military, but we don't actually have to take up arms and try to defend ourselves, because the Lord said that he's going to visit us and redeem us. He's going to destroy our enemies. So they're the people. Why is that not happening for them? Where's their God? Where's their power? It's in the sword, because Esau is blessed with the sword. It says, and have raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David, which is Yahweh, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began, that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all them that hate us. Those Israelis, they hate it. Why are they not being saved? Huh? Why are those missiles falling? And it's going to get worse. It says to perform the mercy promised to our fathers and to remember his holy covenant. And so Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, not Abraham, Isaac, and Esau, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob shall be saved, starting with the elect, the 1/3, and by them being saved, the rest of the nation will be saved. They're going to be reborn as kids. It says, Verse 73, the oath which he swore to our father Abraham, that he would grant unto us that we being delivered out of the hand of our enemies might serve him without fear. And on a spiritual level, we serving the Lord now to the best of our ability. We just waiting on the deliverance and to find out if we the elect or not. It says, in holiness and righteousness before him all the days of our life. And really, that's all I want with that. So, Lord will, this is an edifying lesson, giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash, Shalom.